make sense. Call me when you see this. It doesn't have notifications on, so I'll never actually reach her. Alright. Back. Could be back up. Probably. Whatever. So this thing, I'm gonna say const auto orientated angle equals this. Oh wait, hang on. I guess I could also just do what I do for the... Half a tile. Instead of 0.5f, it should be sprite at right width multiplied by half, and that should be involved with this other shit. So I guess it is just weapon relative bullet origin x divided by 2. Yeah, this is correct. Maybe that works? Let's find out. Ooh. Now that's cool. Alright, so let me use the... I guess I'm doing it in action responder system for now, which is a little jank, but I'll do for now. How about we use the inflamed actor one? See how that looks. Could always use modifiers on it. At this point, I could simply have a function in here that's like get weapon, something to do with the weapon attached to the modifier. Oh, look at that. Now that looks like it's on fire, doesn't it? That's sick. I do feel like it should be... It needs a little bit more on it, I think. I think it's just halfway between me and the gun, so it doesn't need to be quite like that. So it's not quite right. I guess that makes sense. Oh, it's Chris. The internet came back.
Did the internet stop for you too?
It stopped for like a few minutes, yeah.
Kaboom! I was like, it's time for me to take a nap.
Damn.
Good night.
Good night.
Dude, I was just in the middle of saying, I did something, this effect that I showed you a screenshot of. It looks like funny when you walk. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Let me put it up.
Hang on, I need to... You're showing me something, right? Okay, I'm gonna have a look. Go on.
Do you see this?
Yeah, keep moving. Yeah.
It like, kind of moves. So like, do you see it warps when you walk?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then also when it like turns dark, it looks like crazy.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah,
Like,
it's
this is
definitely
not correct, but it kind of looks
something's
cool.
happening. Yeah.
Something's happening. I'm cooking, but it's not. This is not the correct cooking.
You've made that James Bond intro where it looks at him through like a gun and it follows him around.
Like, this is not correct, but it's kind of cool though, isn't it?
It's sick, yeah.
That's it.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
You thought I was dead. You guys have a really short attention span. You should stop watching TikTok. Let's see.
Chicken? Chicken? Little chicken? Sound of chicken?
I don't know if this is right. I can send you a screenshot of what I've been making. That's gone the wrong way. It's not your fault you don't have object permanence yet. I think it is. I think it's entirely your fault. Fix it. Yeah, it's not quite right either. Oh, actually, it's almost right. Maybe it's okay, actually. No, it's actually way off. Every time you end stream, you assume I'm gone forever. I'm afraid it's true. I'm afraid it's true. Okay, obviously the extra bracket's not needed, but... That's, I think, what I want. Chris, can you open the stream or are you busy? I can send you a screenshot if you don't want to.
Pause! Wait a sec. Pause! Still pause. Not there yet. Okay, viewing.
I'm making like particle effects that you can attach to weapons. So I've got like the fire effect stuck on the end of the gun.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm trying to get the position to work a little nicer because this isn't quite what I want, but isn't it neat? Earlier I had like I can do the twinkles if you're still watching.
Should you only do this for like epic guns?
I was gonna do it for various things. Like if your gun can set stuff on fire, then I would make the gun on fire.
Okay, that's fair.
But if it's like an unusual gun, yeah. Look at this, Chris. I can make it twinkle.
Show.
Twinkly gun.
Stream is in the past. Stream is in the past. Oh, I like that.
This is just the loop beam emitter, but it's like attached to the gun, so
Yeah, that's nice.
it's very funny that it just kind of works.
It does. Why does it? Is that like a little shadow?
It's literally the loop beam particle. I've just attached it to the gun. I haven't seen the new RuneScape island. No.
That's nice.
Thank you. I know they did something to do with crafting. Let's just do relative bullet origin divided by half. That's good enough. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? This also means I could use the same effect to have smoke coming out the back of the rocket launcher. Maybe. Neat, innit? Okay. How do I normally store inflamed? I guess the weapon itself doesn't have inflamed. It would be on the player entity, so... door. Whoops. And get rid of that lifespan tin, get rid of the attached transform. DLC cosmetics, loot crates. Now we're talking. There we go. So, you see nothing fancy. If I can get myself a upgrade. Maybe you? Oh, maybe you? Oh. I can obviously just spawn in the upgrade, but it's not quite as fun, is it? I do feel a bit like I'm rolling a gacha in my own game. Oh, here we go, look. So now I have the oh, is it not inflamed? Maybe it's not inflamed. Heat applied, entities impacted. I thought it was inflamed. Maybe not. How do I normally have the incendiary bullets thing? Is it actually just applied to the player as incendiary bullets? I think so, right? Yeah, okay, it's incendiary bullets, never mind. Whoops. Make the big buckaroos. People do keep asking how I'm going to monetize my hobby project. Maybe, like, aggressive gacha mechanics is what it needs. There we go. Next time you switch weapons, it's now on fire, because you have the inflamed bullets upgrade. And the inflamed bullets upgrade makes it so when you shoot stuff, it sets them on fire. You see how the bullets have, like, fire coming out of them too? Isn't that cool? I want to find a little knife, like this one. The knife's on fire, and it shoots fire. Now, it's a bit aggressive, like the particles being used for this, so I'd probably tone down the count quite a bit, but you get the idea, right? There's now, like, a particle system in the game. Although, like, a weapon-applicable particle system. Sell plushies and figurines for Big Dosh. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Probably should check to see why the fire particles cause so many problems. Like, are they really doing a collision detection every time? Or are they just spawning like 1 trillion particles? It's possible that all these other particles on the screen are causing problems as well, I suppose. Isn't it kind of neat the way that, like, if you had that loot beam on you, like the way it did rotate around? I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, we've got count. Normally inflamed actors count is what? Normally count is 7, so if I change that to like 3, and I change the square spawn position, that's fine. Something like that, just to have a few less particles. I'm kind of curious though, in Entity Factory, why the fire... Oh. I do add collision to the fire bullet type. Why do I do that? Why does it need that? Oh no, wait, this is a bullet. That makes sense. Particle emitter, flamethrower. I don't think it does have physics on it. It does, however, shoot a lot of fire very quickly, which I don't think is terribly efficient. That's probably what this is. If I change the emitter shoot interval on the flamethrower to like 1 second, does it remove all the lag? Is it just the fact that I am really just spawning like a million particles at once? None of you have flamethrowers. You have one. Well, obviously there's a bit less going on. I mean, this isn't causing FPS problems, is it? Or is it? Hard to tell. Maybe that is it. Why do I have to have the emitter shoot interval be so fast? I guess the bullet doesn't last that long. How about instead of that we just make it like this? I really shouldn't be fiddling with this stuff in code either. I thought that was the whole reason I extracted this stuff to JSON. It just looks a lot worse, I think. It certainly doesn't lag nearly as much, though. It does lag a fair bit, though, actually. 200 FPS all the way down to 170. Like, this doesn't look like that many particles to me. Maybe I could have something counting how many particles there are at once. That would probably answer some questions. If I go into game GUI, here I've got GUI text somewhere. This will do. Normally we have this under map. I'm also gonna have a text that's like const auto particle count is registry. I think there is a way to count, right? I thought. Group? Hang on a moment. ENTT number of entities with component. Count entities. Here we go. Single type views. Is this the same thing I'm using? This looks like ENTT. Maybe I could just create a view. I just thought maybe there was an easier way of doing it. There's this. Is there not like a size? Oh, there is size. The number of entities created so far. Oh. I want to view how many particle there are. Why not just call it particle? So I have like an is particle or something. Is particle, yeah. Number of entities that have the given component. Is it that simple? So I want UR what? Size T? Let's just say size T. Or even an int, because then that'll play better with ImGUI. What's wrong? Oh, it has to be a size T, does it? That's fun. And then you want an int. I would use L. There shouldn't be that many. Let's just do, right? Surely. I guess we'll find out. I also want to know particle emitter. Just particle emitter. I think I do. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm not super certain it will, but I'm kind of curious. How much more do you want to include in your game? Lots. There's not really much right now in terms of stuff. Oh, I probably should have told chat in Discord. Stream started again, BTW. Let's see. Particle count. Okay, look, I can actually just keep track of the particle count. So when I hit a wall, I get like a couple hundred, which is actually, honestly, a lot more than I realized. I guess it's destroying the wall and that's spawning particles. That kind of makes sense. When I'm shooting this, it's also a few hundreds. But when I shoot a flamethrower, it is like significantly more. I am making the engine too, yes. That's why I'm currently concerned about particle count. So I'm just normally shooting a bullet. Number doesn't go terribly high. But when I start shooting something like a rocket launcher, you can see destroying all those walls. It seems like in debug mode, having like 1,000 particles is when you start seeing frame rate problems. So what I could do is also just prevent particles from spawning if there's too many. Now this is the problem. Red flamethrower is spawning like 16,000 at one point. Jesus Christ. Why is that? That's definitely what's causing the problems. I'm trying to catch it. It's so slow that like it's just not even like performing an update and allowing me to go pause. Regardless, it's definitely spawning way more than it should. The flamethrower. Why do I do this? It's spawning them very often. I mean, I could, even if I just reduce these by like a little bit. Storing them in a pool or something. I mean, the problem for me is that I'm using debug mode. So for every single particle, it's creating a bunch of debug information in entity. That's very inefficient. In release mode, this is not really a problem. That's genuinely it. Like if we run this in release, you can shoot 20 billion particles or whatever, and it's chill. So it's not something I want to over optimize, but it is a pain in the ass to debug with. Your shot interval is just to immediately spawn one, which is fine. Really, it's also just in weapon system. Oh, it's in entity factory even, I think. Why do I want it to spawn an emitter quite so frequently? I have... Yeah, you know what? When I wrote the flamethrower originally, there wasn't really a way to make particles stick to stuff so easily. I could make the emitter spawn to stuff, stick to stuff, but making the particles themselves stick was kind of painful. But I've clearly just done that now with the, what should I say, weapon particles. So I could it's probably a nicer way to do this sort of thing now. So instead of giving them like a quarter of a second lifespan, I could also just have them attached to the flame particle. Well, it might look a little weird. I think I shouldn't spend too long on this. I just want to be aware that I am fixing stuff. Instead we have it spawn a new one every 0.25 seconds, but we make it last for, let's say, half a second. That should significantly decrease how many fucking flamethrower particles are being spawned. I don't know why I'm not doing this stuff in the JSON. It was just a very inefficient thing. Let's see. You aren't a flamethrower. Oh, you are. Oh, that looks way worse. It's probably because the lifespan is a little low. Let's see how many particles it's creating, though. Like, none, obviously. You can't see much, can you? Do I spawn more when it bounces off a wall? Or is it just the fact that that's... Yeah, okay, I see. You can see the hitbox, by the way, for the actual bullets that are being shot out by the flamethrower. They look something like this. We're spawning one immediately, but it's not moving, obviously. How do you get so much stuff done? You're stuck on programming projects for months. I've spent a lot of time on it. That's really the answer. If you want to know. You should have an attached transform thing, right? Thought. Don't know if it'll quite do what I want though. Let me think for a second. So usually with the flamethrower particle, here we go. Usually they fade like immediately. So if I instead bump that up to like half a second, I kind of would like to extract this stuff out to here too, but that would take like a second. It would let me change this stuff without me to recompile is kind of the main reason I'd want to do that. It's nice to have like a list of to-dos as well, by the way. Like I use Trello to keep track of my projects. I mean, this is matching the particles very well. It's probably not quite what I want. I need to find a better quality flamethrower. There isn't one. I'll have to make one. Red, please. Okay, so now they are actually bouncing. You see the problem here, though, is like the particles are quite literally stuck to the flamethrower, which is kind of okay. Like, this is matching the flamethrower decently well. But really, you don't want the flamethrower particles to perfectly stick. That's not kind of the idea, which is originally why I had the emitter stick, because then the emitter could create particles along that stream and do whatever it wanted. Obviously now we're producing an order of magnitude less particles. This is a red flamethrower. This thing was producing 20,000 particles before, and now it's producing 300. It still kind of functions. If I find myself a little weaker flamethrower, you can see it has a worse spread. Kind of a worse everything, to be real. Let's give you a red one. So you can see the comparison between the item qualities. This one shoots further, it has a tighter spread. It kind of makes sense from a gameplay perspective, I suppose, but it's not really what I perfectly want. You see how they're really grouped on those particles. Ideally, I'd like them to just move with them. But, you know, you see how we've got like stuff like the ricocheting? It is rather nice how the flamethrower like ricochets off the wall and the bullets stick with that. So just having the bullets inherit the speed is not quite enough. Although, or is it? Because we have attached transform, I suppose I could also have attached transform that it doesn't stick exactly to. It just copies the difference. I suppose. Look. Might look a little weird with walls though. But with my current system, there's not really an easy way around this. What I could do is with the attached transform. Instead of attached transform, it could be offset transform, maybe? I think I normally do with a knife. Maybe that's easiest. Yeah, it's normally what I do with the melee stab, which does its own motion. I could try it. I could try it lazily. So normally when we're doing attached transform for the particles, we're coding this for 6 years. Where do you get 2 years from? This is the spawn particles function. So instead of this, I'm just going to override that attached transform thing for now. And just in place an offset transform instead. Let's see how that looks. So offset transform is going to look like this. So good it looks like 2 years. I don't know how to take that. Parent is this. Start offset and offset. Oh, that's the annoying bit. You saw older live streams. Is it the same game? It's the same game. If you're going in the playlist on YouTube, you'll see a link to my other YouTube channel, where you'll see videos going all the way back to COVID. How do I normally do this? Normally start position minus position. I guess normally start offset, is it? Oh, core ships. Haven't heard them in a while. So for this I can simply create a transform based on this stuff. Start position and create an entity. So it'll be like this. sort of bullet start position, it's going to be my square spawn position. Move this stuff down here. So start position is just start position, and then it has to be, well, we can have const auto, no, instructions position is fine actually. It can be instructions position, well, which way around, I don't know if it massively matters, but one of these ways around. And then you're upset, you want to be a parent, you also want to be a parent, start offset parent. I suppose I can use non-curly brace instructors. That should work. I don't know, this might work. We'll see. So this will make some particles look really weird. Forgive them. But really, what was I doing? The flamethrower, right? Oh, there's so many enemies and none of them have a bloody flamethrower. How do you do? You started coding it before your first live stream. No, I think I streamed the first live stream. Alright, the offset transform's not quite working. I do make my own assets, yeah. As I said, go to the old YouTube channel. You can see a link to a uploaded VOD from my... because I wasn't streaming on YouTube at the time, it was just on Twitch. Alright, let me have a look at my offset transform system. It should be getting applied. In fact, I could double check that. Yes. So let me see. In my offset system, I look for things with linear motion. And offset transform. Is that it? Oh. I guess it doesn't have a linear motion. I'm not super sure if I like this, to be honest. I can just give it linear motion for now. Just to see. It's a little hacky there. I think this won't quite do what I want, to be perfectly honest. I think I need to come up with a new thing that instead of attached transform, there needs to be like a way to say, instead of directly setting the position, it just needs to be provided an offset. What about you, little guy? Oh, actually, hang on. This also works. Hitbox view. Actually, this is perfect. We can spawn a couple more particles, so it's not the end of the world. Does it work with bouncing crazy style? There we go. Maybe I've fixed it. Kinda. You can see how they're actually keeping their Yeah, let me store this on the floor. Is there a grey? No, I can just do this. I think it does need like a tad more density, or at least to be less. Oh, I could go back to the original flamethrower design where I had it changing color over its lifespan. I had to take that away because of how I'd rewritten the flamethrower particles, but I could totally bring that back now. I kind of like how it looks. It is very like bullety, but that's fixable, I suppose. You can see it's spawning like a handful of bullets, a handful of flamethrower particles per bullet. I can fix that a little bit. It does make sense for the particles to roughly line up with the flamethrower bullets, though. This says 5. I don't know if I really believe that. But we can increase this again, because it's not spawning them every 20 trillion seconds or whatever. We can have them fade out over like a whole second even. Or just not have them fade at all, I don't know. I'm wondering if they're not actually using this. Let's see. Your mean position, square spawn position. I can increase that again a little bit. Emit a shoot interval. Does this mean the longer the bullet goes on, the more it'll emit? So it may just be the case that this doesn't even need to be an emitter anymore. In fact, if I just make this 100 or something, and make the lifespan of this something larger as well, well, let's say 1 second. You should be using the lifespan tint. Let's just let's see how this looks for a moment. Yeah, the square spawn position thing's a little janky with this case. I kind of like it to fade in, even. Can't really tell if it's changing color over its lifespan. I feel like maybe it just doesn't last for a whole second, you know? I really just feel like maybe it's not even using this. Nice if instead of square spawn radius, I could have round spawn radius. I.e. spawn radius. That might make sense. Point 6 made a little bit more sense. Could be able to cut that out of there. Yeah, we don't need this to really be an emitter anymore, I suppose. You can totally just be particles that are spawned, I think. Interesting. Mean lifespan. Is there a way to calculate the expected lifespan of a flamethrower bullet? Could it be something like weapon date? Oh, I have bullet lifespan. Maybe I can just do that. Oh, I have count as 1. Let's get rid of that. Emitter shoot interval. We can even get rid of that and see what that looks like by default. I hope it doesn't just emit a trillion of them. Direction lifespan we have to keep. The rest of this I think now is in the JSON. Let's see. Oh! Holy shit. What the fuck? I think it is emitting them every half a second. Yet, despite that, it's insane. Oh my god. Even with this many particles, it's still not actually spawning that many. That's incredible. This is a red one, mind you. If I give myself a grey one. That's really fucking cool. It's fading out a bit too fast, but now that I've got this over here, I can cut out these seconds before fading and just make it 0. It doesn't need to fade at all, I think. And yeah, look at this. I just hit reload assets. Did it need to fade out? I guess I could have the lifespan before fading be the lifespan as well. What a tune. I don't want it to go smoky quite so soon, so I'm about 0.8 again. See how that looks. Wrong way. 0.2 what I had it at before. Get the red one out. Is it a little laggy again? Yeah, it's a handful of particles, but it's not nearly as bad as it was, I guess. If I reduce this to 7 and then 5 maybe. Man, the grey flamethrower sucks. How about a blue one? A little better. It kind of actually looks like a flamethrower, doesn't it? Yeah, this is only spawning about 150 particles now, and I'm able to have the color over time thing. I'm able to have it. I will need to build it to see it fade, but this is huge. This is how I always wanted it to look. I can't believe I was able to make it.
The only true justice was to let those dominant jackals feed on you, survive off you.
What's this fucking song? They're fading a little bit too soon. About plus. I kind of thought it looked like it was spawning particles on the floor at the end of its lifespan, right? That was kind of sick. Maybe I should keep that in. I don't remember programming that, and then it looked like that. I set to bullet lifespan times 2. Just before fading completely. But there's no... Yeah, there's no bias. That's fine. Of course I could implement that, but this works as well. I'm thinking... two interval.
Now me and Jesus, we like to feel pain.
That's not it. I make it the weapon's bullet lifetime minus... something like that. And then you're angry because you're in the wrong spot. This might cause it to spawn some flames on the floor where it finishes. It'd be kind of sick, to be honest, if I'm not already doing that. If not, I could just spawn a ground particle at the end of the flamethrower, but I'm wondering how this looks. Be kind of cool. Neat little hack. Yeah, the fades with thing needs to be adjusted to have a bias. You see what it's doing here is it's like spawning that second one just after. So you can see like where the range is. But those extra flames aren't actually doing anything, so I don't know if that'll be confusing or not. How about let me just get rid of the fade for now. Do make a fade after seconds function struct. How does it look without the fade then? Also make the final color transparent, I suppose. I'm obviously spawning more particles in now though. Am I no longer spawning those ground particles after the tree? What is emitter shoot interval defaulting to? Weird. Okay, what I can do in culling... How do I normally do this? Ah, it's used for incendiary bullets and stuff. That makes sense. Where else are you used? Oh look, they are being spawned here. Was the red flamethrower just doing too much damage? Oh, it's because it's ricocheting. That makes some sense. This only happens on destroy. Instead of bullet type is weapon.fire, it should have the check in here for is it not incendiary bullets? Inflamed. I guess. Entity? Yeah, I guess. This could be in an anonymous function.
Why is my sine wave not moving?
I forgot you were there. You scared me.
You forgot I was there.
I got spooked.
I see how it is. I see how it is. You got spooked.
Pick the shit out of me, yeah. Ah, fuck it.
But riddle me this. Why is my sine wave not working?
Could that be in physics system? It should be in Instinct Factory.
It's working.
Oh yeah?
Riddle me this. Am I not allowed to use the same uniform in both the frag shader and the vertex shader?
I don't see why not.
Well, because it didn't work. I just made a new test variable and now it works.
Oh, maybe not then.
Is that so?
I have no idea. I normally don't. I haven't thought much about it. In my fragment shader, often I'll pass in something like time, and then I'll be passing that time maybe into the vertex shader as well.
Yeah, but that's what I've done, and it didn't. I did the sine wave correctly. I even used that stupid Desmos website. I was like moving the slide. I was like,
Yeah.
this is actually like it should just be this, but it stood still. Like my little ripple effect just stood still. And now I'm like, maybe I should make a new uniform and see if it works. And the new uniform works, but why? Not allowed?
I guess. But it's working now that you made a new one? Maybe it gets copied in as a reference and then cleared or something, I don't know.
I want to see. Someone on Stack Overflow, tell me. This person is saying if they use the same named uniform in both the frag and the vertex shaders, it can be defined, but it can only assess exclusively one or the other, but not the both.
That sucks.
Both of them. If they try to access it in both, the program doesn't compile. While mine compiles, it just doesn't do what I want it to do.
Hey Donut, check this out. Ignore the second flamethrower particle that just spawned in midair.
I want to know if this is a thing. Surely this is a thing. Have you done this where you put the same uniform in both the vertex and the frag shader?
No. No, not the colored flamethrower. The fucking... Look at the flamethrower. It's not producing 16,000 particles and lagging my game out anymore. It's producing a much more reasonable amount. And it looks much better. And it, like, fades out like it used to, but it still, like, rebounds and stuff. And it, like, produces, flame particles on ricochet, and also when it finishes. Does it still do it? I might have just gotten rid of that. I'm going to check in the bullet cull. I ideally wanted to leave flamethrower particles behind on the floor. Although I think the other bullets need to be fixed. You know, it's just bouncing, but you see that was a power-up. I'm so sad you haven't been following the flamethrower thing. I thought you'd understand. So the flamethrower's gone through many, many variations, but at some point it was just a particle that stuck to the bullet, so it, you know, inherited all its physics, and then at some point I switched to using an emitter, and because I was using an emitter that was periodically taking off flames, I couldn't have the flames do anything over time. I'd have to do something in the emitter to do that. But now, it's a single particle that is stuck to the bullet, but it's stuck to the bullet with its original spawn offset. So, even though the hitbox looks like so, the particles aren't like literally on the same position as the hitbox. They're you know, they're at their fun little offset of you know, whatever, their square spawn offset. But it also means that, you know, they'll bounce and they'll do all this stuff, and it's not lagging things out. There is something about having... Like, it was genuinely, like, doing tens and tens of thousands of particles. I think above 1,000 seems to cause problems. You see here I destroy a lot of walls. Still causing issues. I think this is because of the ground stuff I just added, so I should fix that. I should stop it from just spawning a trillion ground flames. Maybe I could just have it on like a timer or something. I don't know. What's up?
I don't know why it's not working. Like, I figured out the solution, but I want to know why.
Describe your problem.
I was trying to make my sine wave move in time
Yeah.
by adding time in the formula for the sine wave.
Yeah.
And it kept standing still, doing nothing, even though I was of the opinion that this was the correct thing to do.
Yeah.
This time variable I have put as a uniform float, and I've already used it in the vertex shader.
How are you passing time in?
I was just declaring it at the top as uniform float, but you're not allowed to do that apparently.
How are you creating time? I mean, how are you measuring time?
I just say time. I said in the create event, time is 1, and then in the step event, I say time plus plus.
Maybe the number is way too low for it to cause an effect.
No. What I've done now is literally copy paste, made a new variable.
Oh.
Added it in the same way, except now it's called like test time.
Okay.
And now it works, because I guess it's a different variable than the one I've put in my vertex shader.
So it's working
Is this
now.
a thing? Yeah,
Apparently.
it's working, but I just don't know. Does
You're
GLSL
saying
not
if you have
not
two...
allow you to put the same?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are you not allowed to put the same, like in the vertex and in the fracture? Am I not allowed to declare the same like variable uniform float? Like,
I didn't know that was a restriction, to be honest.
because I've done this with other variables though.
How do you pass uniform values into the shader in GameMaker? I think you just pass them in as like it's like a parameter that you pass into some function somewhere, right?
Yeah, this is what I don't understand, because I've used this for other things, I think.
What's the mechanism, I mean, for adding a uniform float, like for passing uniform float in? Where are you saying, this is my shader and this is time?
In my object, I say, put this variable. But that's not, that can't be incorrect, because I'm doing the literal same thing. I've just copy-pasted it. But the only difference is I'm now using 2 different variables in my object, parsing it to like 2 different uniform floats.
That does seem weird. I don't know.
I guess I'll just accept that it works the way it works now, but I just don't understand why I can't use the same one.
Maybe time is reserved? I don't know if time is reserved. Is time reserved, maybe? If you have the same variable in both, but it's called time3, or like my time, or new variable.
No, but this isn't the time is reserved, I think. No, actually, I don't know if like speed and stuff is reserved in GameMaker, but this is in GLSL.
Yeah, but maybe GameMaker has its own wrapper or something.
Do not know.
I don't know.
I understand not, but I'm just gonna do the thing I've done. It works. Maybe this is why all my other code I tried in my frag shader didn't work, because I already put the variable in my vertex shader. Oh yeah, I do not know which version of GLSL it uses or what it does with it. Do not know. But the thing is, it worked in the vertex shader, so I think I'm allowed to do it. I'm just using time, but am I just not allowed to? Like, do I have to declare it differently? Am I supposed to like pass it down? Like doing the varying or whatever.
If you tried a different name, maybe it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just doing the different name thing.
Yeah.
I'm just basically setting 2 timers now. Does the same thing, but it's confusing. But maybe this is why, because I was trying to use my other variables to make like something else in the shader in the frag shader, and it didn't work, and I figured I was just doing bad code. But maybe it wasn't that my code wasn't working, it's just that I wasn't allowed to use the variables.
Maybe.
Again. Well. I'm gonna rename this to time 2.
Apparently in Godot they reserve names like vertex and normal in shaders for some engine stuff. Yeah, maybe GameMaker's just stolen it.
Shaders for engine provided. It doesn't. Well, I guess it doesn't need to do a little light up, like coloring of the time. Yeah, I just don't understand. I'm gonna assume that the way I'm declaring the variable is like incorrect. Like, I'm gonna assume because I already declared the variable in the vertex shader, which is the earlier layer, and then I do it again for the same variable in the frag shader, it's like incorrect. But instead of just not compiling, because when I Google for it, some people are like, my thing isn't compiling. My thing is compiling, it's just not working. It's just not using the variable. I'm wondering if
uniform
it's just like...
float blah blah should be correct in general, apparently.
Yeah, but the thing is, so I'm doing in the vertex shader, I'm saying uniform float time, and then I like refer to it to my other code in the same way. And then the frag shader on top, I also said uniform float time. But then it just doesn't use that variable at all. Because now I've made a new one doing the same thing, saying uniform float time 2, and it works.
That's weird.
I guess I'll just Google it later. I'll see if it's like a common, like maybe it's a thing.
They should link to the same variable and get the same value. I guess it depends on how GameMaker handles it.
Yeah, it might be a GameMaker. Yeah, I have no idea.
Specialty.
I can't find like enough. I'm gonna Google for it later, but I can't find like with a swift Google. I could not find like why.
Yeah.
Or how it handles it.
I did kind of like the thing that when it got destroyed, it left some ground fires. I'm going to try doing something like that. I think in culling system, entity and entities to destroy. It's an enemy. We don't care about that. If it's an explode on cull. It's inflamed. I have a entity factory. Hang on a moment. These are all done in some console message, right? Position. This isn't right. Oh dear.
Oh, it sounded. Oh dear.
You're not delayed, are you? No. Oh dear. That's a problem that I've now fixed. Oops. I wonder if that was the thing. Apparently GameMaker uses GLSL ES by default. Maybe it would work if she did uniform high P float time.
Yeah, when I Googled, it said I did not read more on this because I was like, 11 o'clock is not the time I will learn about this. It said if you do the uniform in both the vertex and the frag, you gotta like the high GP. It has to either be high GP or medium, but I don't know what the fuck that means.
What is high P?
It has to be like the same.
High precision float,
you have
like
to,
a double.
Yeah, you have. I guess it's like the decimals or something, but you have to make it the same, otherwise it doesn't
High
compile.
precision. Yeah,
So
I mean, if
that's
it's
it. Maybe it's automatically doing like a different flow. I don't know.
If it's a double, essentially you just have twice as much space to store the function that defines the the floating point arithmetic, if that makes sense. You know how in Minecraft when you go really, really, really far away, you get like the edge lands or whatever. You're getting like you get floating point errors and things don't make sense. That happens due to at very, very large numbers, floats start to become quite imprecise. So if you have a double or a high precision float, then it's even further apart. The 32-bit float as opposed to a 16-bit. Oh, is the default float even smaller? It's only 16-bit. Yeah, floats are weird. They're not. It's not the same as like an int. They're sort of, kind of fractions. If that makes sense. And the bigger you get, the.
Honest, I didn't know there was differences. I thought the float was just.
Floats are imprecise. They're very imprecise. At very small numbers, they're usually good enough. But you know that classic JavaScript meme where people are like 0.1 plus 0.2 is equal to 0.3004. So JavaScript says that 0.1 and 0.2 is not the same as 0.3. Because technically if you add 0.1 and 0.2 together, you do get like 0.0004. It's because everything's fractions. But, you know, if you're truncating stuff, or if you don't care about the imprecision because you're drawing stuff on screen or whatever, then it's perfectly fine. But if you're doing it for, like, if you're storing money in a float, for example, you could randomly just see yourself losing or gaining a bunch of cash. GLSL ES doesn't have doubles without extensions, because GPUs traditionally haven't supported them. What does ES mean? Extended support? Hang on, was there somewhere else I was... Embedded systems. Hang on, GameMaker uses the embedded version of GLSL? Also, hang on, there's an embedded version of GLSL? Look at this, when the... That didn't fix it. When the flamethrower drops, it leaves like a ground particle behind. It's popular because it's what phones use. That's crazy. I can't believe I've always been an embedded developer. I just didn't know it. Hang on. Let me check out the incendiary bullets thing. Oh, I should make it so instead of just applying the particle effect on your gun when you switch weapons, it should just happen whenever you get the upgrade. Or if you spawn with the weapon like that. There's something very laggy about these bullets. Somehow they're producing a lot more particles than I was expecting. Or maybe it's just because when you are shooting an SMG, it's producing a bunch of bullets, like way more than it should be. I guess instead of the emitter working this way, it could also just be like the flamethrower, where instead of it just has one emitter that follows the bullet around. That could be better. I need to find a bad flamethrower. Is there one? No. Man, this flamethrower does so little damage, I think it actually can't destroy walls. I think it does less than 1 damage. That's insane. That's so funny. Oh, I guess I could move the bullet ping to the culling system, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's laggy. It's nice that I can at least keep track of how many particles there are now. That was something I probably should have done a long time ago. Like, maybe I could just check to see if the particle count is really high, then you just halve the count from what it really should be, just to try and keep things in check. Like a dynamic LOD, but for particles. I mean, again, this is in debug mode. It's at least running better than it was. That's nice, isn't it? So in culling system, we're currently checking if it's got a transform, maybe it's an inflamed entity. I'd also like to check if it's a bullet. I don't know if bullet type is really needed. Maybe even just all of bullet type on entity. Maybe I want the bullet type, I don't know. But in our collision system, for example, and physics systems, we have this sort of spark. Big spark, medium spark. I feel like we like duplicated this somewhere. Yeah. Particles. Yeah. This is just the same, I think. This is happening during reflect, I think. And camera shake. Bullet destroy. Has dealt damage. Particle type is fine. Blah, blah, blah. I guess we kind of want it to spawn this even if it goes through something, maybe. I don't know. But some of this stuff's pretty duplicated. Optimizing for debug isn't always very productive because the release build might end up skipping a lot of the stuff. Yeah. But it's actually behavior. I'm not optimizing necessarily, but I was getting new behavior, which is the key thing. Currently wondering if I care enough to extract this as well. I'm guessing this is within bullets, right? Yeah, it's just for bullets. If they're ricocheting, if they haven't ricocheted, oh, even here, if they've been destroyed. It's really the bullet destroy thing I care about, I suppose. Yeah. I do destroy things pretty quicker. I'm gonna just double check this destroy entities stuff again, just to make sure I'm not actually calling it somewhere I shouldn't be. Something is causing problems. Something's happening in a loop when it shouldn't be. Are you in a loop? You're in tick. This is not a loop. Although I'm a little concerned about that. I think it's fine. It's really about destroying entities while you're looping. So this is in an entities to destroy function. Maybe it's fine. It'd be nice if there was a way to tell if you were iterating over the registry when creating one. That's kind of probably a pain. Okay, anyway, in when I'm spawning a bullet, this stuff, the shoot interval's still like mad on this thing. So I'm wondering if I can make this adapt. Does that make sense? I actually haven't seen what happened with the knife ever since I changed attached transform to transform offset. Did it break the stab animation? Should check that. Probably did, right? Oh. It weirdly didn't. Although, maybe I'm able to change it live? Maybe it doesn't matter.
I'm spinning.
You're doing spinning too?
No, I'm looking at you spinning.
Oh, you're watching me spinning.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm now forgotten what I was doing. Oh, yeah. I'm going to try this. So... if I set the lifespan to this to actually be the bullet lifespan as well. I don't know if mean direction might break things. Maybe it's okay. And then we just get rid of these. And do such. This now, I think, matches what the flamethrower does with bullets, which might stop the SMG from lagging the shit out. Something's angry. No, it's not. It's chill.
Me.
You're angry? Eh?
That's right.
Inflate? Inflate? I can't believe I've made a fucking gacha system in my own game just to do development. It doesn't look nearly as good now, obviously. Maybe I have it spawn a few more. I need to get something that ricochets, actually. The knife. Oh, you're ricochet. Yeah, you look like you're actually attached, don't you? You're not using that offset thing I was talking about. I have now realized that I've made it, in my effort to spawn less particles, I've made it so every time it ricochets, it leaves like a flame on the wall. And when it dies, it leaves flames as well. There's like a little fire going on. Oh, I've given it the lifespan of the bullet's lifetime, which is really high, I think. I don't really know if there's a way to calculate that easily, but that is what was doing a lot of effects. Make it like 2 seconds. See what happens after that. Oh, I guess I could just have it create a new fire after a second or something. Set the shooting interval to 1 second and the count. Hang on a moment. Let's increase the square spawn position on this thing a little bit. And let's set the lifespan to 1 and the shooting interval to... well, let's spawn one at 0.f. What's wrong? Oh yeah, go for it, bud. Oh! Crazy style. I guess the problem now is it's sticking a little bit too close. It was kind of nice with the emitter where it was actually sort of making these flames behind it. I suppose. Guess I did kind of prefer how it looked before. What if you use the flamethrower particles? Yeah, it's really an issue with the lifespan. Guess I could also just create my own inflamed bullet animation and just apply that, but it's not quite the same, is it? Yeah, I don't know. I suppose what I had before was not like the end of the world. It just shot so often, you know? Really, I just need to have a way to make the particles face away, I suppose. Then that would be something that fixed the sniper rifle as well. Need something like this. Minecraft? I think it's fading too quick. Yeah, it's shrinking as well. There's Minecraft mixed with that Gumi song. I can't remember the name of this song. Crazy. Crazy mix. I like this song.
Making good progress on my shader.
Yeah.
Slowly it's getting there.
Nice. How very European.
Yep, that's right. I'm writing it. If else in my shader.
Wowzers,
Call
trousers.
the police.
I'm telling them right now.
They cannot arrest me.
Oh,
If it works, it works.
They can't?
No, the shader police cannot arrest me.
Really?
Mhm.
Did adding high P work?
I did not do this. I simply solved the problem by making a new variable, and now it's solved. I've turned it blind now. I cannot see it.
Sounds like it worked to me.
The little picture that goes, I cannot see the problem.
I cannot see the problem.
I think that is probably the solution, though. I feel like there's something like me defining the variable twice, but it like internally being different.
Oh well, colon P. You never tell me oh well, colon P. The fuck? GM probably forces you to do worse sins than duplicate your shader variables. What sins have you been doing, Christopher?
Are they sins or are they simply features of GameMaker? Ask yourself this.
Yeah. I've had these bug bites on my arm for like weeks. When are they going away?
Never. I think every time you go to rest, there will be new bug bites. They will go and nibble them a little bit more.
I hope not. What am I saying? It's fun. Is this your first game? No. That might be it. People may think they're on fire. It's actually the gun that's on fire. I thought. It seems better now though, doesn't it? Is it a survivor like? No. There's an FAQ. Whatever, I'm sick of fucking around with this. This is fine for now. Good enough, huh? Let's tick a few things off the list. Most importantly, this is something I've had in my mind for at least for a while. Having it so that it's clear if your current weapon is inflamed just based on this. Incendiary. Oh, tired. Look at this, you give yourself incendiary bullets and then your gun's on fire. Should fix that to not just be in action responder system though. Maybe the inventory should start with to new. I'm going to give the player incendiary bullets at launch and see how that works. They should at least spawn that gun with the flames, I'm hoping. And it does, so that's nice. Okay, that was an easy check. Now I want to make it so the moment you get the upgrade, it should apply it to your current weapon without you having to swap it. Hey, Ted. Currently, the only place you're going to be given a modifier is in... well, I think collision system. Whatever this add upgrade is called. Maybe. Oh, is it even done in the inventory? Remember them. What is? Yes, El Cutter.
Do you think a for loop in the frag shader is illegal? I feel like this is not allowed.
A for loop in the frag shader?
Yeah, I feel like that's highly illegal.
For what purpose? Generally, yeah, I think you want to unroll it, but why?
Because I think I have to add based
Can
on
you
how
put
many
4?
instances of this I have. I don't know, I've not tried it. I'm just
Try it,
simply
see what
thinking.
happens.
Well, I'm not, because I feel like it's not allowed.
I mean, it's a piece of art. You can do what you want with it, huh?
As my PC is like burning to bits. Turning into a crisp.
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh, I've done a bad thing here. Oops. Oops. This GitHub is private, yes. You wanted to see code. You can see code on the screen.
Allows you to put it array in GLSS or just a GLSL, or do you think it's gonna?
You can try it. Could be fun.
I guess that's what like the VACs are used for.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Should I make it a VAC 4 maybe?
Maybe.
I could make it a VAC 4. Wait, pause. Let me cook.
I'll let you cook. Go for it.
VAC 4. Yeah, I think I can make it a VAC 4. Okay. Pause.
You don't have access to console. Hmm. Oh. I have an idea. No, that's not right. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. I don't need to destroy the object immediately. I can just set its lifespan to 0, and then it will get cleaned up by the culling system. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Anyway, That's going to be a pain. I want to store them in a weapon particle. Passing a pointer to the weapon seems really dangerous. Passing a reference to the inventory also seems pretty dangerous. Can't guarantee its lifespan. Guess I could pass in a copy of the entity. Yeah, that would work. Oh, this was the problem. You didn't have access to the console commands. Maybe it's okay. I don't know about this. What am I working on in this? No, I hate this. Whatever I've done, I'm too tired for this, apparently. I'm making a mess. Yeah, this is messy. This one's fine. Oh, this was the mess. I wanted to add the particles to the inventory.
I think I have an idea of how to do this, but this is not a 12 o'clock type of job.
I completely agree. This is kind of gross.
You want to see what I've done, which is not correct, but I'm making good steps towards working on it?
Sure.
I can show you at the end when you're done.
Okay. I'm just busy making a mess. Ah.
Oh yeah, really good idea. Go write this one down. A timer that takes up forever. Is that like a data leak or like?
What do you mean by a timer that takes forever?
I don't cut it off. I don't reset it. It just takes up forever.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm surprised you aren't just passing in the system clock.
Can, but
I would recommend that.
Like I have to use the game maker
Yeah.
like terms for it. No, I don't really want to do that.
It just means that you're tying everything to how often your steps happen, rather than how often time passes IRL. So it means if your game lags, then the particles will lag.
Well, that's fine. If my game lags, isn't supposed to lag anyway.
Fair enough. It's fine if it's a float and you leave the game running, but if it's a float and you leave the game running for 2 days, it could get imprecise and start to skip. That's a good point. If you're going up every step and eventually it goes over like a few 100,000 or a few mil.
I think it can be an int for everything.
What's wrong with looping it, by the way? If it just gets above a really big number, just set back to 0. You'd see like a really big number. Like if someone did leave the game open for 2 days, you just get like some weirdness where all the particles reset back to 0 and then
Yeah, I could do that.
moves on.
That's why I'm asking if it's something I need to account for, or whether we care not for it.
I think about it, yeah.
I'm typing a really long comment that you would hate. But it's so tomorrow I remember what my idea was.
I don't... Comments to yourself are fine. It's just don't write a really bad function and then write a comment saying what it does. You should just write...
like this. It's a really long comment that doesn't wrap.
I think it's fine if it's like a reminder for yourself. I use to-dos all the time.
I think you would be like, ew.
If it's for you, it's not really any of my business.
That's true.
Hey, it works.
I think what I'm gonna do... Actually, I'm gonna explain it to you tomorrow if I find out it works. Because it's not cool if I theoretically explain it to you and then it doesn't fucking work.
TF2 servers...
I have a good idea for this.
Oh yeah. TF2 servers get temporal imprecision if you leave them on the same maps for weeks. Oh yeah, I remember that. Sorry, why don't you guys not have guns anymore? What did I do? Back to subscript out of range. Oh. Oh, it must be a delayed console command.
Are you trying to fix something before your sleeping time?
Yeah. That's not good. Wait. Yeah. Okay. That's stupid of me. Weird. Let's be explicit. Alright, yeah, I was just fixing a stupid crash. Did you want to show me something? Should I show chat or just...
Yes, you can show chat. It isn't out.
Give me a moment then. Oh, you can start sharing if you want, but...
I've not I've not remotely finished working on it, but I made good progress on this since last time you've seen it. Oh shit.
You have to share it.
Yeah, I know. I was in the middle of coding something, so it's not happy. I've just left it empty for a loop. Let me just get rid of that. Just to check if it works.
Okay, I'm just gonna double check my thing then. Oh, you're sharing now.
Is it showing?
Just a second. Yes, now it's sharing.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's sick. How you doing
It's
that?
not working the way it. Oh, I gotta make the sine wave move finally.
You did it.
Isn't that kind of cool?
That's fucking insane.
It looks pretty. Well, I actually can't tell because I don't know if I like the. I kind of like if I turn the shader for like the day to night thing. It kind of looks pretty in some of these, right? And at night, it's cool that it does like the thing where like it kind of looks 3D.
Yeah.
But I don't really like this that much, so maybe I'll change it. It's like a little too harsh, I think, for the pic. Oh, it's fine, but
You can smooth things out. You could write a very basic Gaussian blur, which you just average out the
maybe I'll
color
do
of every
that.
pixel based on its neighbors, so you wouldn't get
maybe
this.
we'll put that at the end or something. But so
Yeah.
far, I'm like, I've
Blurs
just
are quite
left
easy.
this. Oh, I think it fucks up.
Donut says it looks like the Northern Lights. I think it looks really cool.
It does, but you know what? If I leave it too long, it doesn't like reset. Because the way I'm doing it is I got a shortcut for the day to night cycle. So if I just leave it running, it does it correctly because it's like a float. But if I like pause between like pressing the hotkey for changing it, it doesn't change back to the color I want it to change back to.
Weird. That's really cool.
Yeah, it looks like a little pretty if it goes
You've been busy, huh?
from day to night. Isn't that cute? Heh.
It's
The
really
mouse
cool.
underwater.
Are you gonna put the ripples on everything, like the bottles and stuff, or is that too much?
Potentially. It depends on how I'm gonna write it and if it's happy that I'm writing, if like the computation, if my computer's happy that I'm writing it like that, and then if it feels like it's okay, then I will. It's probably just a copy paste now, like it should be quite easy.
Yeah.
But then the question is, will I add physics, which I think this actually, if I get it working for the mouse, it should be the same. Like, do I add ripples once I like do this? That's the next question. But
Well,
maybe
presumably
that's
you're
like,
just passing in positions, right? There's
something
nothing special
like
about
that.
it being grandma's ripples, right?
Yeah, but I don't know the way I'm gonna write it if it's gonna be happy about me creating like 20 waves.
You could find out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep it to just the player moving. And I'm gonna make the rest just do nothing.
Looks sick.
But yeah, it's what I've been working on.
It looks strange that they were set instead of fading out. Yeah, is this the intentional, or did you want them to like?
No,
ripple
that's
more
what I'm
often?
saying.
Yeah.
I've not gotten it to work yet. Up till today, I just had like these lines and they were not moving in the sine wave. Now I'm in the process of making it, but I've not done the timer and stuff. So I'm just showing you what it could be. Just use your imagination.
I think it's really cool. It does look cool.
It's not done yet. I'm just showing you that I got a working sine wave.
I still think that like background water looks amazing too.
I think I might need to change the tone. I also need to change like that because now it's just I've just popped it on like a room that isn't supposed to have water. But I
Yeah.
feel like I need to put it underground like sand or something. I
What
need to do
happens if you
something
stand near an edge? What do the ripples do?
Well, currently I'm just making it. I've not done this yet. I'm probably just making that no matter where you go, it just goes.
Okay. What happens if you stand between two puddles?
Yeah, it makes it a little funny.
What does this look like?
Sending
cool.
out the Wi-Fi signal.
Sending out your
zoom,
demper.
Sending out. But like I'm just doing this. I've not done this yet. I've basically not done any
I think this is really cool,
like
though.
edge. I'm just basically testing out the effect, and now I'm gonna make it so it actually does it correctly, and then I'm gonna do multiple of them, and then like the timing and stuff for it. But like today, all I've done is make it move.
All you've done.
And also, actually, I don't know if I can show you this. I've also solved the problem where if you put it in a smaller window, it now just scales. Everything scales, but I guess I can't show you that. So.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that works. Aura. Yes, it's Grandma's aura.
The stink lines, diffusing stink lines.
What the fuck? You're making is Granny falling asleep? All right, I've stopped. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was epic, Chris. Thanks for sharing. You're the best.
Welcome.
Your grandma mouse? Wow, is she stinky? I had no idea. You got a YouTube recommendation for a presentation about Denpa culture preservation. I only know about Denpa because I was playing Union Psychosis Syndrome or whatever. And they talk about Denpa in that. And then there's like a popular Instagram song where they're talking about Denpa. You're out of the loop. Denpa is just Japanese for signal. I don't know what the cultural impact is of sending signals out. I'm sure there's something involved. Anyway, this is cool. Look, you can have particle effects on weapons now. It's just everything's using the same, like, fire particle, but yeah. I've also made it so that when something which sets stuff on fire, like, dies, it leaves a little flame behind. So you could, like, stoke a little flame here, you know? Isn't that cool? Oh, did they... What did they die to? I guess damage over time. I don't really like what I did with the incendiary bullets. It is more... better for, build like this then. I don't know kanji, but sure. Empathy media. I made the flames a bit better and then made them worse. Such is life. Yeah, flamethrower is a lot more efficient now though. Yeah, I immediately I got like a glut of particles and then I was like, fine, I'm just guessing I'm just gonna produce like a million particles now. Anyway, I'm gonna stop there, it's past midnight. I hope you guys found the stream poggers and cool. What did I do today? Particles on weapons. Slight flamethrower rework. You know what, not slight flamethrower rework. Not huge, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the new, I kind of like the old emitter stuff on the bullets at least, so I could just leave that how it was. Because they stayed, they hung. They hung in the air. Ugh. I think the real issue is just when it shoots extra quick, but whatever. I'm gonna head off. Bye now, Avond.
Bye.